Hey everyone, off the coast of Eritrea in the middle of the Red Sea, there's a secret treasure waiting to be discovered. The Dahlak archipelago. It's a bunch of islands, over 200 of them, big and small. It's like its own little world, a place where nature has made some really cool and beautiful stuff. We're talking huge volcanoes and amazing coral reefs. The Dahlak archipelago shows us just how powerful nature can be. Come with us as we explore this faraway place and discover its secrets. The Dahlak archipelago is full of surprises. Dry desert islands pop up out of the bright blue Red Sea, and their edges have white sandy beaches and mangrove trees. Under the water, it's like a rainbow of colors because the coral reefs are packed with life. There are tons of sea creatures living there, from tiny little guys you can barely see to giant whale sharks. But the birds on these islands are really special. The Dahlak archipelago is like a rest stop for birds flying long distances between Europe, Asia, and Africa. The islands are also where some seabirds, like terns, gulls, and ospreys, raise their families. Because the islands are so far away and not many people live there, this bird paradise is protected. It's a great place for bird watchers and anyone who loves nature. To really understand the Dahlak archipelago, we need to go back in time, way back. Millions of years ago, the African continent started to split apart, and that made the Great Rift Valley. This splitting also created the Red Sea, as hot, melted rock from deep inside the earth came up to fill the growing space. That's how the Dahlak archipelago was born. The islands are made from volcanoes. They were formed by eruptions that shot lava and ash into the ocean. Over a long time, wind and water wore down these volcano cones, making them into the cool shapes we see today. But nature wasn't done yet. As the Red Sea got warmer, coral reefs started to grow around the islands. Coral reefs are made by tiny animals called polyps. They make a hard shell, like a skeleton, out of calcium carbonate. After thousands of years, these shells build up to make huge underwater homes for all sorts of sea creatures. The coral reefs in the Dahlak archipelago are some of the healthiest in the Red Sea because the islands are so isolated and Eritrea works hard to protect them. The Dahlak archipelago is a dream come true for birdwatchers. More than 300 kinds of birds have been seen on the islands, making it one of the most important bird areas in the Red Sea. Because the islands are located between three continents, they're a perfect rest stop for birds flying long distances. Millions of birds stop here every year to eat and rest during their trips. Lots of these birds are waders, like sandpipers, plovers, and stints. They raise their babies in the cold Arctic and spend the winter in warmer places like the Red Sea. The Dahlak archipelago's muddy flats and shallow lagoons are the perfect places for these birds to eat and rest. Other cool birds that stop here are raptors, like ospreys and steppe eagles. They fly high above the islands, looking for food. The Dahlak archipelago is also where some seabirds raise their families. Sooty falcons, which are dark-colored birds, build their nests on the cliffs, and white-cheeked terns lay their eggs on the sand. Because the islands are far away and there aren't many predators, it's a safe place for these birds to raise their young. But life isn't always easy for the birds here. Unlocking Dahlak's secrets, research and discoveries, even though it's really important for nature, not many people have studied the Dahlak archipelago. But recently, scientists have started to explore this faraway place. Geology experts have figured out how the islands were formed over millions of years, and marine biologists who study ocean life are amazed by all the different creatures living in the water around the islands. The coral reefs are super interesting. They're home to tons of fish, colorful invertebrates, and other sea creatures. Scientists are studying the reefs to learn how they work and how climate change is affecting them. Because the Dahlak archipelago is so isolated and undeveloped, it's a perfect place for this kind of research. Scientists are also interested in the history of people on the islands. People have lived there for thousands of years, and you can find traces of old civilizations on many of the islands. Archaeologists are working to discover the secrets of these ancient cultures and learn how people lived on these special islands. Safeguarding a natural wonder, conservation and the future. The Dahlak archipelago is a natural wonder. It's beautiful and really important for nature. But this delicate paradise is in danger. Climate change is making the sea level rise and the ocean more acidic, and that could hurt the coral reefs. Overfishing is another problem, and so is pollution from ships and other human activities. To protect the Dahlak archipelago for future generations, everyone needs to work together. The Eritrean government, the people who live there, and people all over the world. If we have smart tourism and good conservation plans, we can make sure this special place continues to thrive. The Dahlak archipelago reminds us how beautiful and fragile our planet is and how important it is to protect nature.